So I've decided today, okay, that we're gonna be doing a girl talk. Do you know what's weird? In the 4 years of me doing YouTube, I don't actually think I've done one of these like properly. I'm that bitch that's like, we're gonna film one, and we don't do it. Been that bitch, still that bitch. The only thing, okay, that I need from you guys in this video is to get a beverage. I've gone for a gin and lemonade because it's my fave. If I'm honest, I think pink gin is my favourite, but I can still fuck with this. This is still tasty. Before we begin, I do of course just want to point out that I am not an expert. Please take what I say with just like a little pinch of salt. I am just a 22-year-old girl who is giving you an opinion about certain topics. That is it, period. Okay, let's just get into it. I asked you guys over on Instagram to send me in your cues. Can I just say you guys really freaking pulled through? There's genuinely so many. I'm just scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. Scrolling some more. I wanted the questions to be about anything really. I was going to do this in topics, but I'm like, F that. Let's just like do everything. So hopefully in this video there will be questions that cover things for everybody. I'm talking boys, girls, I'm talking relationship, friendships, periods, skin, like anything that you can think of you guys have been asking about. So let's just get into it. I'm going to cheek a little sip of alcohol. Or 3. We're going to get into some girl talk questions. So just chill, relax, and let's vibe. Right, this first question is actually one of the most like asked things. I think it's something a lot of you struggle with, even I do, but I'm here to talk about it. It was asked in like loads of different forms, but the main sort of like thing that you say is how to be confident with who you are and getting rid of negative thoughts about yourself. You know what, this can be hard and we've all been like through it. Here's the thing, this situation when it comes to anything of this kind, like whether it's insecurities, motivation, self-love, self-worth, confidence, it all circles back to the same damn thing, and that is your mindset. Your mind, let me tell you, your mind's a little bitch. No, for real, it's genuinely the most powerful thing. You can believe whatever the frick it tells you to believe. Positive, negative, whatever it is, like you believe what you tell yourself. No matter who around you is telling you the opposite and genuinely believes that, you will always believe that you're not, and you'll put the negative thoughts first, because if you have a negative mind space, you know, that's all your mind has ever known, that's all your thoughts have ever told you, you're gonna believe it, because like, why wouldn't you? It's like routines and stuff. You know, like people get into routines because it's all you've ever known. Like if all you've ever known is negative like thoughts about yourself, that's all you're gonna believe. Now, getting rid of it. Listen bitch, there is no magical cure for this. I bloody wish there was, because I need it sometimes too. I need to drink for this one, hold on. From personal experience, for me, it's all about mind reset, mind refresh. Metaphorically, is that the word, metaphorically? It's kind of like, you know when you're on the internet and it freezes and you gotta like reset it to get it going again. It's like that. When your mind is stuck in one place, you need to refresh it and get it going again to change it. Nobody is about to change it but you. This is down to you. All I can say is it is time to get rid of that shit in your mind and let's do something new. No matter where these negative thoughts have come from, whether you are starting to believe what people are saying about you, whether it's just you making things up in your head because you don't feel like good enough, refresh it and start thinking positively. This isn't like an overnight thing, it's always gonna be a process, but stick to the process and you will find yourself in a better place. If you wanna know actual like little things to do that help, little things like, I don't know, like do your hair and makeup the way that you love it on yourself, or this is gonna sound weird, but like listen to like empowering men and women. I don't know, whether it's like a singer that you love and they have a really empowering song that like just like you just feel like a bad bitch, or put on an outfit that you feel good in, like little things. And it isn't about like overindulging in yourself and becoming like a bitch, it's about actually accepting who you are, being cool with it and just like rocking that shit. Do you know what I mean? This is gonna sound so fucking cheesy and I'm gonna like actually like vom a little bit that I'm saying this, but embrace the fact that like you're you. Do you know what I mean? Do you see another Susan Yellow walking down the street? No, you don't. Why? Because there's only one of her. That's cool, man. Like, build upon that person. Do you know what I mean? In the best way, in the best light, and just start over. Reset, rethink positively, and in time you'll realize that negative thoughts are a waste of space. Replace the energy that you're giving into negativity into positive. Into positivity. There we go. I've only had 2 sips of alcohol. Jesus. Confidence and all that good stuff starts from a positive mindset. The rest will follow, and the rest you can work on, but first figure out this. This next one, you know what, I really want to include this because I feel like skin to a girl and to a boy, but to a girl, very important. I get skin questions all the time. So this one is hormonal acne is ruining my life. Now a lot of people are probably going to be like, George, you can't talk about this because you have good skin, so you wouldn't know what it feels like. But hopefully I can just make someone feel a little bit better by talking about it. So yeah, I'm lucky with my skin. I have pretty good skin. I mean, I actually have a massive breakout growing on my chin right now. Thin can't flows about. crime scene is about to begin. All I can say is that exterior isn't everything. You need to remember that there is actually a person behind the breakouts, the acne, the spot, whatever. If someone wants to be a dick about it and mock the fact that you have acne, then that's on them. Like, they look like the dick. It says more about them than it does about you. I can totally appreciate the fact though that acne and spots and stuff just do make you feel shit about yourself. It just does. It doesn't make you feel pretty. It just, putting makeup on it doesn't help. Sometimes it can make it look worse. I totally get it. The best advice that I can give is don't stress about it. You can't help it. Do you know what I mean? There's more to you than your skin. Use treatments, use medicines, go to doctors, obviously get professional advice. Don't let it get you down though, or let it like ruin your life, because it's not worth it. This question kind of got me like a little bit like it's the second half of this question that I really want to talk about. So this is how to get over someone you love, how to be happy again. Relationships and stuff like that is hard, especially when it comes to breakups. I think particularly if you break up on like good terms, haven't really got that anger, that like fire inside of you. It's more just like, you know. This question is the how to be happy again that like really stuck in my brain. From what I'm reading, you loved this person so much that you forgot to love yourself, and that is so sad. In a relationship, when it comes to love, it requires balance. If you don't have the balance between loving yourself and loving somebody else, the energy like goes off center. Things like this can happen when you fall off. Relationships are weird places, right? If you love someone not enough, it ain't gonna work. If you love someone too much, it isn't gonna work either, because amongst all that, you forget about yourself. Period. It is hard getting over somebody that you love. It is. It fucking is. Life's a bitch. You're in this situation right now though. You need to be putting energy into loving yourself and finding happiness from you, not from anybody else. You relied on everybody else too much for your happiness, and that is exactly what you can't do, because life is a roller coaster. Like, you don't know what path it's going to go down. I mean, probably months ago you didn't think that you would be going for a breakup, but here you are. Focus on you. Focus on finding that like inner love within yourself, and then you'll be able to get over them, trust me. Ladies, I can't stress this enough when it comes to relationship. Balance, balance, balance with everything. Oh, this one's interesting and actually probably more common than you think. So it's, how do you tell your boyfriend you don't want to have sex or you're not into it at the moment? I get it. You probably don't think this, right? For some reason, I don't know why, you guys think I'm like quite sexual. When I'm not. I mean, when I'm feeling it, I'm feeling it, but when I'm not, I'm not. Okay, I think as a girl, you go through stages of, I'm just not feeling it. I just don't, just take your penis elsewhere, or your vagina, just take it. To be honest, you just need to like be honest with them and tell them. I think if you don't, that's when it can get tricky, because then they might start thinking exactly what you don't want them to think. Like, they might start thinking, oh my god, you're not into me anymore, what's wrong, something must be wrong, like you don't want to like be intimate, what's going on? To save all the confusion, just be honest and say, look babe, like I'm not feeling it at the moment. Those kind of hormones, they're just not flying around me at the moment. And if they don't understand, bitch, that's on them. That's on them. And if they can't take it, then are you dating a boy or a man? Not wanting to always be intimate with your partner is not a red flag. It is a normal human like being, like thing that people go through. Be straight up, and if it's not what they want to hear, they got to deal with it, because it's not your problem. Be straight up with them, and if they care about you, they'll understand. Okay, it's another relationship type one. This is, do you think it's okay for a boyfriend to like other girls' pictures on Instagram? Touchy subject for some people. Gotta be honest, I think it depends on the kind of person you are. Me, personally, I don't care. Obviously if she's like half naked or she's naked or whatever, then I mean, it's a little different. I think it's like kind of like a fine line. Obviously there is a difference between like liking a girl's photo and then liking like a half naked girl's photo. Do you know what I mean? If they're doing it so blatantly and constantly and it's just giving you bad vibes, then you just gotta like be open and say. The worst thing that I feel like people can do is just not say, like keep it inside, because that energy is gonna burn up inside of you and you're just gonna like, you're gonna like reject this person, you will end up hating them. Communication is key. If you're not happy with something, talk to someone. Analyze the situation, like is it really a big deal or are you just overreacting? Is it just a girl or is it a girl? If it's bothering you, speak up. That's what a relationship is about, communication. This gin's going down a bit too well, isn't it? I'm actually out here just drinking by myself, so like the video if you're just out here drinking. Cheers to lockdown, sweetie. Okay, interesting. Right, is being jealous a bad thing? Okay, you want my honest opinion? I think yes. You ever heard of the saying, jealousy is the ugliest trait? So true. Ugh, it's like if you're envious of someone that's different, there's a positive connotation to it rather than negative. I feel like jealousy spikes negativity. Jealousy to me links to kind of like hatred about it. Like, I'm jealous of you. It just sounds a bit like I'm actually not happy for you and I want what you have, so you're a bitch. As opposed to like, I'm envious of that. Like, she's doing wicked. Like, I wish I could have that. Do you know what I mean? Like, they're two very different things. I think jealousy can actually get quite toxic. It's not a nice feeling to have around you. If you do find yourself getting jealous, I feel like you do really need to like take a step back and think about it. Jealousy is sitting back and not doing anything about it. Envious is actually kind of being inspired and thinking, you know what? Fair play. Oh, this one is so hard. Advice. Fell out of love. He loves me and it's so hard. Falling out of love is actually quite common. It's happened to me. Hello. The worst thing that you can do in that situation is stay with them, because like I just think, like, put yourself in their shoes. Like, imagine if they fell out of love with you and they were just staying with you because they felt bad for you. That would hurt, man. Like, to me that would hurt more than just coming to me and telling me up front. So you just gotta tell them it's gonna hurt them, but in the long run they'll actually be thankful for it. I mean, you'll thank yourself as well, because it'll feel like a weight's lifted off your shoulder. Whoops. You can move on and they can move on. You know, honestly, if you stay with them out of sympathy, it's just selfish. You've just got to be honest with yourself, be honest with them. Think about it. The quicker you tell them, the quicker you'll both find happiness. Okay, we have a friendship one, ladies and gents. Right, this is, what would you say are red flags in terms of friendships? This is interesting because like I've been through some like friendship shit recently. If you guys watch my Say or Shot It, you probably know what I'm talking about. Friendships are hard, man, and the more you grow up, the more, like, the less friends you have. That's not a bad thing, trust me. Quality over quantity any day. But red flags. The biggest one I would probably say is support. Now listen, you've not got to be up their arse. Clinginess is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about like them being happy for you or supporting you in all emotional scenarios. I feel like someone who doesn't want to get involved in the shit times with you is not a good sign, because it's like it's hassle to them. Friendships don't work like that. What else? Let's have some gin as brain power. I mean, there's things like going behind your back and just being a bit of a bitch, but like that's not... Friendships can have a lot of red flags. They're kind of tricky. Sounds silly, but like vibes. Like the kind of vibes you get from someone that you feel like you can't like turn to in times of need. That's just not a good vibe to have. These kind of things, I feel like using your initiative will help a lot. Just keep your eyes peeled for any funny behaviour, any fishiness. Okay, makeup questions. This is kind of two kind of like similar questions. So one is, how do you deal with people that say you wear too much makeup? And then this one's sort of similar, like, why do boys judge you and think you have an ego just because you like makeup and nice things? Let's talk. Part one. When someone says I have too much makeup, what do? Bitch, I don't give a fuck. Honestly, you think I wear too much makeup? Cool. But sweetie, it's not your face. People that get like fueled by somebody else's choice of what they want to paint their face like actually confuses me, because like, how is it affecting your life? It's genuinely not. You just gotta learn to just like not like care. Do you know what I mean? Like, don't get me wrong, everyone's entitled to an opinion, but like, it's chill. You want to paint your face with a full face of makeup every day, you do that. If you just want to wear like, stick on a BB cream and like quickly like do your brows and like move on, cool. With makeup, there's no right or wrong. It's called artistry for a reason. Like, you have makeup artists for a reason. You know, it's not a big deal. It all wipes off at the end of the day. Do what you feel comfortable in, and if Becky down the road don't like it, that's on you, Hans. That's on you. And then when it comes to boys and makeup and stuff, boys are a weird species, aren't they? They just are. I feel like in this world there's different different rules to boys that there is girls. Like, boys get hyped up about things that girls would get put down for. It's weird. In this world, I feel like we just have to accept that some people will see you liking nice things as being egotistical. If boys want to think you have an ego because you like to have nice things and you like presenting yourself in a certain way, fine. Okay. There's a difference between enjoying taking care of yourself and liking nice things to bragging. Oh, and if a boy can't understand the difference between the two, sorry sweetie, but like, we're just not gonna work. At the end of the day, there's different people in this world with different opinions. You just have to let people like get on with it. You can't please everybody. At the end of the day, you just gotta live your life for you. Not for boys, not for girls, but for you. Right, a boobs and bum topic. For all my small boobs and bummed girls out there. How to accept small boobs and bum. I'm extremely flat. Right, now, bitch, come talk to the queen. Don't mean to flash you there, but I got small titties. Smaller boobs I actually think are easier to like deal with as such than like a small bum. Small boobs have kind of like been accepted, like they've kind of gone past that point now, whereas a bum, personally I don't really like care if I have a big bum, a small bum, big titties, small titties, like it just is what it is. Like this is what like God has given me. Your bum, I feel like if you're really like that insecure to the point where no matter what anybody says it's just not gonna help, then obviously like there are exercises and stuff that you can do to grow it. That's something you're willing to do because you just can't get over it, then like do that. If you can't be asked though, if you're a lazy bitch like me, don't worry about it, man. It really ain't the end of the world. Just because like societal standards have made it that boys or girls or whatever are interested in the size of everything, doesn't mean that it's true. Plenty of boys in this world that won't give a damn, so embrace them. Do you know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, you don't have to love every single part of yourself. If you can embrace at least one of them, whether it's your boobs or your bum, you're like halfway there. This one's kind of cute. Thoughts on right person, wrong time? That's hard. It's kind of like one of the hardest things to feel because you feel like a bit confused. It's like one hand you have a wrong thing, on the other you have a right. Like what do you do? I mean, it depends on what is the reason for the wrong time. I assume it's like the wrong time like for you mentally, like you're not in the complete right place, and the most sensible thing to do in a situation like that is to like cut ties. When you're emotionally stable, there will never be a wrong time. You have to like listen to like your heart, not always your head. It's kind of like the universe trying to tell you something. Personally, like if you want my judgment on it, if they are truly like the right person, if it's the wrong time for you right now, that person will maybe still be around when you have kind of like fixed yourself. And I'm not saying it's wrong if they don't, because someone can't wait around for you forever, but if they feel as like deep about you as you feel about them, then they could hang around. Never ignore the wrong time though, like never ignore that bitch, because she'll stick around if you don't like address her. This one's hella interesting. When do I know my standards are too high? You really got my brain thinking. I mean, maybe when you are getting rid of every Tom, Dick and Harry. To be fair, it's not necessarily a bad thing having high standards because it means that you're not gonna let like anyone like walk all over you. But at the same time, your standards can be too high to the point that it's unrealistic. Like you're not gonna have 100% from everybody. Maybe just like have words with yourself, to be honest. Like think about it. Are your standards like reasonable or are they just like unrealistic? Do you have high standards to like protect yourself, which isn't a bad thing, or do you have high standards because you're just fussy? Like too fussy though, like a bit like put off fussy. My boyfriend wants me to send, I'm assuming you mean nudes, but I don't feel comfortable and I don't know how to tell him. The biggest thing, like I can't stress this enough, never do something that you're not comfortable with, like relationship or not. The thing is, if you're not comfortable, he should totally understand. Like no one should pressure you to send something like that, and if they do, then maybe you need to question what the frick is going on. I don't think there's a right or wrong when it comes to nudes. If you're not the kind of person to send them, then don't send them. If you are, then you are, fair enough. What's wrong is when you are getting pressured or that you feel like you can't say no. You know, like someone might think, oh, like you frigid, or like what? Like what's, why won't you? Never feel bad for that, man. Like you don't want to do it, you don't want to do it, just like tell them. Ooh, we got a lockdown question. I feel like a lot of us girls are feeling this right now. How to feel confident in myself now I can't get my eyelashes and hair done, etc. because of lockdown. Now, looks aren't everything, but as a girl, I feel like you stress about these mother effing things. This whole lockdown obviously has caused us all to be out of routine and kind of all be out of what we're used to now. Of course, totally the right thing to do. The most important thing is everybody's health. Stuff with your appearance, it's not significant at all. I know these aren't like significant things, you know, to some people they might think, well, you don't need eyelashes, like what's the big deal? But I know some people feel so much more confident when they have that. The internet is a wonderful place, ladies. Okay, there's tutorials, there's things that you can learn to do yourself, like for example nails. I mean, I even have a nail video on how I do my nails at home. Fun fact, I actually don't have acrylics ever. That should ruin my nails, so I'm doing it myself. Your hair and stuff, obviously you can dye and do it yourself, but obviously like watch yourself. Kind of like turn your normal routine into like an at-home routine. You know, it's kind of fun as well. It keeps you occupied, like in this whole like lockdown, you know? So, orgasms. Ladies, we're just throwing it in the deep end. Is it normal for a girl not to be able to have an orgasm during sex? Yes, absolutely. In fact, more girls than not can't have an orgasm during sex. You want me to be completely real? I am one of those girls. I don't think I ever have, like, properly. Girls are complicated. It's all complicated up in here, okay? It's actually kind of frustrating sometimes. I'm like, surely it can't be impossible. Like, surely I'm not missing that bit. It's kind of just like one of those things, really. I feel like, I mean, there are things that you can do to try to orgasm. Certain positions, it's like certain angles and stuff, but it's dead normal. A question about the bod now. So this is, have you ever struggled with non-realistic ideals of women's bodies? So I guess kind of like body confidence is kind of linked. I definitely have, which is why I want to like talk about this real quick. I feel like societal standards have like a big role to play in this. It's like they've molded or kind of created their own version of what or how a body should look. My question is, I just want to know, who chose this? Because as far as I'm aware, there are many different body shapes and many different body types in the world. What makes one better than the other? Like, please, let me know. It is so unrealistic and it's just not real life. But you know what is real life? Human beings. Like, our real life and people's emotions. That's what's real. Now, I know some people are going to think this, but please don't see me as under that category of that body image where people like want that. I'm not naive to the fact that I know a lot of people look up to me and are inspired by not just what I do, but by me and the way I am and the way I look. Just know that I don't put myself under that category. I am not just that girl on Instagram. Like, I am actually a 22-year-old girl that has insecurities, that has body confidence issues, just like anybody else. I've just learned how to like deal with them and how to bring positive energy into my life. The way you look, a body image, is not wrote in a book. If it was, life would have a path. It doesn't, hence why everyone's paths is different. We're not all meant to look a certain way. Don't feel pressured by societal standards to look and be a certain way. Fuck that shit. Everybody is wired up differently, and the non-realistic ideals of women's bodies are exactly that. Non-realistic. You know what, let's do a period question, because I haven't actually done one of those. I've had a lot of like endometriosis questions, which, by the way, if you don't know, I have endometriosis, which is a condition where you have really, really bad period like cramps, quite heavy periods as well. There's a lot more like other causes as well. Mine isn't too bad compared to some people, but it's basically where like the lining of your like womb comes away and it's in the wrong place and it causes like crazy pains. Related to that, I've got a lot of like period questions kind of saying like, how do you deal with that pain? How do you deal with periods in general? My periods are actually pretty like controlled in a sense because I am on the pill, so I know when my period's coming, which is nice. So kind of like prepare myself. I have to be honest though, when it comes to the period pains, there ain't much that you can do. You just gotta like ride with the wave, ladies, okay? I mean, I do like the normal stuff, like I take like paracetamol, ibuprofens. I know you can get period like tablets, but fun fact, they are pretty much, is it paracetamol that they're pretty much, or is it ibuprofen? It's one of them. Basically, it has like the same ingredients in that they have. So basically it doesn't make a difference, you're just paying more. Hot water bottles, they are my best friends. Hot water bottles and like massaging my like womb are like my top favorite things. I don't know why, but the warmth and like that pressure, that movement kind of helps to ease the pain. I actually have like belly balms as well. You can buy these balms that like melt into an oil on your skin and you can put them on and they kind of like help to, it kind of like penetrates and like helps the this. Certain like positions can help as well, like when I'm in more of like a ball, when I've kind of got like my womb like curved as opposed to like laying flat, that can help too. I feel like I can deal with the pain a bit better. Basically, if you see me in a ball in the corner of the room, I'm dealing. If I can like distract myself, I will, you know, whether it's watching a series or watching a film I'm really into, or like chatting and surrounding myself with people like in good conversations, or editing, like whatever makes me happy, I like try to do. I mean, sometimes that is hard though, because sometimes the pain can be so bad, like I can't physically move and it can make me feel sick. Basically, there's things to like, I don't even know why I'm holding this at this point. Basically, there's things to help ease it, but there's nothing that can cure it. Like a period cramp is a period cramp. What I don't do though, ladies, is overindulge in things like food. I've kind of like taught myself self-control when it comes to this situation. Like I'm not about to like do that to make myself feel better, because I know it won't make me feel better, because when I come out of my like period stage, I feel gross about myself. Like I said, you can't fix it, but you can do things to help. They're like my biggest things that I do. Okay, the girl talk has come to an end. Genuinely could have sat here and answered about a million more questions, but if you guys did enjoy and you do want me to do more, let me know, because I can totally do like a part 2 to this. Hopefully my advice was somewhat helpful and I wasn't just sat here chatting shit. I genuinely mean like the stuff I'm saying, so if it like helps one person, then I'm doing my job right. I just don't want it to come across like very stereotypical and cheesy, because like I am not that bitch. You will never catch me being that bitch. But I'll be in the comments below, by the way, so let me know if I've like even helped ease anything for you and helped any sort of like situation you might be in. I know this is like a little bit different for me. Like normally I'm sat here like painting my face or doing something crazy. Being able to use my platform for things like this is exactly what I want, like actually being somewhat useful mentally. That's like wicked. So thank you guys for watching. I'm gonna go get another gin, I'm sure. I love you guys so much. Stay safe, and I'll see you all very soon. Mwah.